All right, let's talk about Fiverr, using Fiverr. It's a great platform, but the user experience can be a little not ideal, a little inefficient. So I want to go through a few of my tips that will save everyone some money, some time, and just overall have a better experience. So I've been using the platform for years now. I even have shares in Fiverr as well. They're not performing as well as I would like, but that's not what the video is about. The video is about, let's say we're going to make a logo, right? So just go here, pop in logo, make it very brief or short. You want to get as many results as possible. And then you want to start filtering. So logo, of course, is quite a large, probably the most popular service on here. It's graphic designing. And so when you search logo, though, you're going to see, look at these top results, $65 starting point, $45, $10. Now, this is hand-drawn, of course, so it's going to be a premium. But you can see here, Fiverr, the name Fiverr came from the idea of $5. Long ago, that's what you paid $5 on here. I don't know if it was $5.55, I think, with the taxes in for a while or something like that. I can't remember, but now it's like $7, $8 for a $5 gig. I mean, I can't even remember. There's a service fee on both the buyer and the sell side. It used to be $5, and the seller would get $4, and then we get $1 service fee. But now they'd have a service fee on the buyer side too. So nothing on the platform anymore is $5, and the name is totally unrelated to the price. But the idea is that the prices are creeping up here like everywhere else in the world. However, when you're dealing with something so broad, there's a lot of options you have, but the thing is, Fiverr is going to show you the most expensive gigs first. So what I like to do, budget. Go here. After you scroll down and kind of figure out how complex your task is, a lot of photo editing stuff can be done within an hour or two. If you're doing a full web design or something, of course, you're going to need to change this. But what I would do is custom budget $5. Apply. We just went from 200,000 results to 71,000. And now look, there's a lot of people here. 4.9 reviews all over the place, 5.0s, tons of stuff. Some of these are ads. You can see the ad here, so just be mindful when you're looking at those. Totally fine to buy from an ad. It's just they're going to have less reviews and ratings. You can see this only has one review, so a little more risky. But if you start scrolling through, you can see there's actually let me go down here. There's actually a bunch here with 1,000 plus reviews still. You wouldn't have found these providers here if you didn't apply this filter. And the quality doesn't necessarily go down. You do have to filter it a little bit more, but there's still great services here because people will discount their services if things are slow. For example, in the competitive space, if they're not ranking very well anymore, they're not getting order flow if they're not on that first page. And so they'll start discounting to try to get things going again. But also new services, right? If they have less than 20 reviews, they want to discount their services because that's how you kind of get your first clients, and then you can start, appearing better and converting better and whatnot. One of my favorite providers on here, I found him when he had 10 or 20 reviews, and now he has 100 plus, at least 50 of which are from me. And so I think it's, there's a lot of great people. You just got to kind of filter past the first few pages. So the next thing I would do is delivery time. So you click in here. And then you can start filtering down here as well. So it depends on what the task is. A logo doesn't take that long. So we're going to do Express 24 hours. If it was a web design or something, I'd probably do 3 days. If it was a weekend, you could do 3 days. But honestly, a lot of these folks are doing this as a part-time job and not necessarily full-time. So they are around 7 days a week. And a logo does not take much for them to bust out. So there's that. So we're down to 52. There's still a ton, right? And so you can start filtering by certain things. Let's go best selling. See what it is in here. Professional business, that's an ad. But something like this, right? And so what I would do, if you say you had a $100 budget for a logo, you wouldn't necessarily go to search logo and pick the one for $75 or $65. I would go here and buy the $5 package from a bunch of these folks, right? So you could take your $100 budget, probably it's $20, but plus fees, probably $30 to buy one from each of these, and then go back and pay for upgrades. Be like, oh, okay, I picked this one. Let me upgrade, because watch. Click into this. A lot of upsells. So here you don't get the vector files. If you're going to do embroidery or screen printing or any signage or anything, you're going to want the vector, right? So immediately it goes from $5 to $20. There's no point paying $20 if you're not happy with the logo. And you can't micromanage a logo creation, right? Like either the creator has a vision or he doesn't, or she doesn't. Whenever I order a logo or do any sort of design, I don't want to give too many rules or ideas because I'm not the creative person here. The logo designer is the creative person. Let them run with it. Let them understand what your brand is. Tell them everything you do and let them run with it. So I rather just see a $5 piece of work from them and then go back and say, oh, I really, I choose yours out of all these and then, buy one of these packages. So you got $45. So you spent 30, 45 plus fees. You're probably looking at 55, $60. There you go, right? You're just under your $100 budget and you got a handful of different logos. This guy's giving you 3. But these are going to give you, okay, so this one doesn't apply. It's a vector trace, but logo, you know what I mean though. You're grabbing a few different logos, gigs. You call each of these services gigs. Just have some diversity rather than going all towards one. And then another thing you could do if they have it or they remove it, but you used to be able to sort by, there it is now. There it is, online now. So instead of 52,000 results, this one really helps you get down. I love that filter to 2,000. And so you can immediately, you don't have to order. There's 2 schools of thought. You can order in the gig. So let's see here. Let's just go to this. You can go here, continue. You can order on all gigs can be like immediately processed. You can just go ahead and order, self checkout kind of thing is what I'm trying to say. But a lot of these will say contact me before ordering. This one doesn't, but a lot will. And what they do is they'll try to get you in for $5, and then when you go contact me, they'll try to pivot you to $20, $30, $40. And you can kind of escape that by going here and ordering the $5 one and just saying, no, you say your gig says you offer a $5 service. I would like to see that $5 service. And they might not be all that happy with you, but what they're doing is kind of shady. It's kind of like a bait and switch, and so they don't want to cancel the $5 order because it hurts their cancellation fees and whatnot. So, it depends on what you're trying to do. Sometimes it makes sense to reach out, record a little Loom or screen recording or have a copy and paste message and go through and message 5 of them. Maybe you have maybe you have a logo and you want to convert it to something, right? There was some here that did this, like redraw a logo to vector. So maybe you have your logo in like a Dropbox link, and then you just go through with a pre-written message and you message like 5 people who are online, being like, hey, do you have a price for this, and you just kind of paste, 5 times and see who's going to do it for $5 or $10. So you don't have to necessarily order like I do, that first strategy where you order a whole bunch of cheap gigs and then go from there. You can also message a whole bunch. And like I said, you would need to message 5 or 10 because 80 to 90% of sellers on this platform do like a bait and switch thing. It's not ideal. I don't want to say too much bad things about Fiverr, but they do have their problems, and that's kind of what you have to deal with. But anyways, there's a lot of great services on here. I encourage you check it out. But when you do check it out, or if you're already using it, do use these filters. It's going to get you through. And make sure if you still have thousands of results, go relevance, and then scroll down. Too many people just it's not even worth looking at. Let me see if it loads here. It's not even worth looking at many of these. Right? Go down to find someone who actually wants your business. They're online. I don't know, page 5 here. Go past the ads. And then there we are. Handwritten. Of course, you could type different types of, you could search by different types of logos that you actually want. There's a large diversity here, but that one's a 4.6, so I'd probably skip that one. But, this, you can always take a risk on something like this. But I think this one here, 47 5-star reviews. So he's not quite appearing first page, but he's online. He's hustling. He wants the work, and he's doing it for just $5. That's animation though. But then of course the ads people are quite interested in. the business. If they're running ads, they really want your business more than the folks that are not. So anyways, hope this helps. And any questions, let me know. Drop in the comments. Thanks.